Hello and welcome to Crimes of the Heart Tarot. I'm Miss Vicki, and I'm going to use the tarot to see if we can gain more insight into unsolved mysteries, deaths, and disappearances. Let's get started. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I want to do a reading about the energy around the death of Kim Porter. Now, she died in 2018. She was 47, and as you probably know, watching the news, a lot has come out about the raid on Combs. His mansions in LA and Florida were raided by the DES, I think it was. And since that's happened, a lot of people are coming out, a lot of information's been coming out. It's almost like people aren't afraid of him anymore. And I think there was a lot of fear around him. So I want to do a reading about Kim's death. Now, a couple things that have come out. Her first autopsy report stated that it was homicide. Homicide means someone did away with her. And apparently there were toxins in her blood. Toxins are poisons. They can come from different things, organic things or actual poisons. Very strange. It was a very strange coroner's report. And shortly after that report came out, he was removed and replaced with a different coroner who came out with a report that said Kim died of pneumonia and had a cardiac arrest because of the pneumonia. So that right there is very highly suspicious. That's just crazy, actually. A lot more information is going to come out about him. I don't want to dwell on him right now. I just want to dwell on the energy around Kim when she passed on. Now, Kim had 4 children. She had one with, I think it's Al B. is what he goes by. And then she had 3 with Combs, Mr. Combs. And all 4 of them were living together with her in a house that Combs owned. I know he owned that because it came out online that he's recently sold it, or not recently, he sold it a few years after Kim passed. And all of her 4 children are now living with Combs. During the raid, they did arrest 2 of Combs' sons, and I don't know what's going on with him. All kinds of allegations are coming up, all kinds of stories, people coming out of the woodwork, telling stuff. They feel now that they're not afraid of him. So apparently, he was very, very feared by people associated with, people he knew. He had these famous parties, and allegedly, now this is all alleged, except for the part that I have read, that is true, that's on the news, on the mainstream news. Allegedly, these parties were lots of substance abuse, hallucinogenics, and one of his bodyguards said that he had cameras in every room of his house and was videotaping everybody. So he was blackmailing a lot of people. And again, this is alleged. This hasn't been proven. He hasn't been, actually I don't believe he's been arrested or anything yet, but they're gathering a case. So now, today I just want to do a reading about Kim. What is the energy? What was the energy around her death? She was a beautiful, beautiful woman, very talented. Apparently she had a very volatile relationship with him. He allegedly broke her nose, and I say allegedly. A lot of physical things went on that were not good. But he did advance her career. That's what he did. She made some videos, and I don't really know exactly. I wasn't a fan of hers. Not that I'm saying she's not a good performer, but I just didn't know anything about her until recently. He advanced her career. They had these children together. They never married, but he purchased a house that they lived in. I'm assuming he was paying, I don't want to say child support so much as just money in general for Kim and her children to live in the house and whatever. I have no idea how much it was, what was involved. I want to zero in on the day she passed on. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, the first card we have is, I hope you can see this, it's getting really dark. We're supposed to get some rain. I've got the lights on, but I'm not sure. I'm using the vampire deck this time because I just thought the images were appropriate. All right, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and this came out in reverse. Now, the Ace of Pentacles upright is about the beginnings of money, the beginnings of good health. Pentacles are money, they're of the earth, they can be health. It can be a gift too. He gave her a lot of money. He made her a star. Almost like, well, I don't want to go into the details. That'll come out when they do their investigation. When the Ace of Pentacles is in reverse, it's about gifts that aren't really good, gifts that could have strings attached, bad health. This is about bad health, poor health, money not going the right way, things not going the right way, not a good beginning, not a new beginning. That's interesting. All right, then we have, in reverse again, we have Justice. The Justice card upright is legal. It's about the law. It's about court cases. It's about having things go in your favor the right way. When it's upright, it's a positive card in a reading. It means that things are going to go your way. You're going to get what you want. In reverse, this means there was no justice for Kim. And I kind of feel that from what I've seen online. I don't know a lot about her. I've just read about the coroner's report, the raids on Combs's mansions, his estates, whatever they call it. We're reading energy for Kim around the time that she became deceased. Then we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is upright. I picked these cards because they have some great images. I don't know if you can see them very well. The Eight of Cups is about all kinds of choices. It's usually emotions. It can mean, look at all these bottles on this card here. It can mean substances. Wow, that's really that. I hope you can see that. There's a woman sitting there. She doesn't want the substances. Rejection of the Eight of Cups. What I'm getting just from these cards is she was rejecting what Combs had offered her, and I don't mean in the past. I mean, we're talking the energy around her passing on. All right, then we have the King of Cups. There he is. There he is with his cape and his liquid offering. The King of Cups, this came up in reverse also. The King of Cups upright is it's a loving person. It's a party person for the right reasons. These cards are kind of interesting. This is somebody who's full of love, not really loyal, but full of love, full of good intentions. In reverse, this is somebody who uses emotions. I think this is referring to Mr. Combs. I mean, he's notorious, his past. I'm not just saying that. This is fact. Involved with lots of women. sweet talking them, rushing them, love bombing them, and then using them, making money off of them. That's what the King of Cups is. This is a sinister person. All right. And then we have the Moon. Now this came out in reverse also. Now the Moon upright is about secrets, shady, shady things. It can mean mental problems. It can mean delusions. Things are not as they seem. Mainly it's hidden things, the dark side, just things you don't talk about, things people don't talk about. In reverse, this is just the opposite. The truth is coming out. Now she apparently, and this is hearsay, there is no book that I've seen, she was apparently writing, just before she died, a tell-all book about him and his organization. That would be the Moon card. Now, no one's seen the book. It was reported, this is not me making this up or just reading the cards, that a few days before she passed on, she was burglarized and her laptop was taken. And she had been writing the book on the laptop. This was in 2018, so I'm not sure the cloud was even out there where things would be automatically, backed up. But I think that's interesting. All right, the next card is the Empress. There she is. She had everything. The Empress is abundance. It is, it's having everything you want. At first, she had everything. This card's really interesting. There's a woman by a tree with a wolf, and looks like an eagle or a hawk, and a snake around her neck. I really think this picture says everything about who Kim was. She was beautiful, she had money, she had fame, but there's a snake around her neck, and this is upright. She was the Empress. What I'm getting just from these cards is she, and the truth coming out. I'm not talking about the raids and all that's happening. I'm talking about Kim. She was tired of what had happened. She didn't want it anymore. I get that she actually didn't want, and here's another rejection card. She didn't want what he was giving her anymore. Now I'm assuming, and this is all alleged because I don't know for sure, that he was paying for their upkeep, I want to say. I don't want to say child support as much as upkeep. But I'm assuming there were strings attached. There always are with the Moon card. I think she was going to try to walk away. Now this is really kind of interesting. Also we have an ace of Pentacles. The ace cards can mean children. I don't see children here. This card doesn't have a lot of images of children. Now she had 4 children, and she cared very much about them. They all lived at the house. I believe there were more than just her and her 4 children living at the house. I don't know for sure who was there. Nobody's really talking about that yet. She was sick. She became sick, according to the people at the house. And there was supposedly a goddaughter. I don't know who that would be. A nanny, maybe. Other people. In a lot of households where there's a lot of money and mansions and stuff, there's always a lot of hanger-oners. I feel hanger-oners really strongly. But supposedly a few days before she passed on, she was sick. She had what she thought was the flu. I do believe there was a doctor that visited her. It was the house doctor that's on call for the Combs people and everybody else. She was totally, what I'm getting to is she was totally dependent on him. He pulled the strings. He owned the home she lived in. He paid for the upkeep of the place. And the children are coming out in my mind. All right, there's the Queen of Swords. This is upright. This is her. This is the Queen of Swords. She decided to tell the truth. Now, the Queen of Swords, swords are thoughts, ideas. They can be words. Some people think they are words. They're information. The truth is coming out. The Queen of Swords. She was going to be the Queen of Swords. She was going to tell the truth. She was writing a book. Sadly, people knew about it, apparently. There also could be another woman. I don't know who was at her house. I don't know who this goddaughter was. All right, this is cold and calculated. I think she, being the Queen of Swords, she was the Queen of Swords with this book. It wasn't going to be emotional. She had cut off her feelings for him. And also, I think, her fears. I think she was afraid of him. But she was going to be bold and tell the truth. All right. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. This has a picture of a coffin. Something else I read, and I haven't read a lot online because I don't know these people that were involved with her. I'm just not into the pop music. I haven't really been into that. So I'm learning now. I'm learning about these people. The Four of Pentacles, this is interesting. It shows a coffin with a dog guarding it and some little rays going through there. I don't know what that is. There was a story online that Combs bought a coffin for her. And I don't know, before her death, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it was just something he did. If somebody bought a coffin for me, I'd take it as a threat, let me tell you. That would be horrifying. Also, the Four of Pentacles is about holding on to what you have. It's about greed. It can also be protecting what you have, your assets. Pentacles can be health. This could be Combs, it could be Kim. She wanted to hold on to what she had. She tried to get well. She was taking nasal sprays, and I believe she had an IV. The doctor came out and gave her some fluids. She suffered for a while, several days, maybe longer. And then one day she just didn't wake up. Now, I don't know when the doctor visited her or who the doctor was, but I did see that she was receiving some kind of IV. Now, she had bruises on her arms and on her arm and thighs, red dots on one of her arms. That's very suspicious to me. Holding on. All right, then we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands, oh my gosh, look at this guy. He's got the magic. This came out in reverse. Look at his followers. The King of Wands upright is a charismatic man, full of fire, businessman, can do no wrong almost. Somebody that's just success, success, success. And look at all these people in this picture. Can you see that? Look at all these people. There go the clouds over. I hope it's not too dark. In reverse, the King of Wands is a scary guy. He's a power businessman, but he's in it for all the wrong reasons. And look at these people. They all have little shrouds on and little red eyes. He's got the magic. And there's the moon. This is Combs. She was afraid of him, but she knew, I'm getting, she was worried about her children. All right, then we have the Five of Wands. Now this came out in reverse too. Five of Wands is about arguing. it's more than arguing, it's quarreling. It's 5 people. She had 4 children. I almost see this as acrobatic things, trying to keep the kids. I see this as her children. There were 5 of them, including Kim and the 4 kids. It's almost like she was trying to keep them from flying away, arguing. I believe the oldest son was already under the influence of Combs. I don't know if he went to the parties. I don't know how old he was in 2018. He may have been an adult, he may not have been, but she was worried about that. This is almost like the party. This is in reverse. This is really negative stuff. What I get from that card is she was trying to, same here, the 4 of Pentacles, hold on to her children, keep her children close. She was very worried about his influence, the King of Wands, on her children. She felt she could take care of herself. She had. She was 47. She'd survived. She was worried about the children. All right, then we have the Emperor. Here he is again. Oh my God, if that isn't him, I don't know what is. There's Combs right there. There's the Emperor. This is the king of the world. And it is in reverse, came up in reverse. He was really, really, and is really, really involved with a lot of people. He's holding the world. He's holding a bag of money. He's holding a goat skull. There's going to be an awful lot of things come out about him. This even looks like him. I don't know if you can see it. I hope there's not glare. Look at that. There he is right there. In reverse. This card in reverse is an evil person, but look at the power he has. The world. He was, I want to say, all alleged, blackmailing people, a lot of people. Where did all his money come from? He did have music video people. He did have people that made music videos that he was getting a part of their income from. But that's not enough for all this money and power. This is about him owning the world. I can't get over this card. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's really hard. The glare is really difficult with these kind of shiny cards. He was like a god, according to these cards. She was going up against him. Look at this card. She was going to fight for her children. Look at the acrobats. Her oldest son, Albie's son, was already in the clutches. That's what I'm getting. That's what's prompted her to write the book. She actually thought, and she might have been right about this, that she could write a tell-all and threaten him with it if he didn't make it so she could walk away with the children. I think that's what she wanted. I think she wanted to walk away. A few more cards. She was very brave. She was very beautiful. Talented, I think. I don't know much about her music. Very beautiful woman. Smart, too. She was smart. And something else I'm picking up is that this is the card right now that I'm thinking about. It's the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is about a woman that doesn't speak. And look, she's balancing 2 hearts. Really trying not to get glare. She's balancing good and evil. It's interesting. All right, let's see what these other cards tell us. 5 of Pentacles, out in the cold. Look, it's a kid, it's a boy too. In these cards. 5 of Pentacles is someone out in the cold. This is her oldest son. He walked away from her, or was in the process of being lured away. I don't want to say walked away. Combs was luring him into the alley, into the garbage, into the dirt. As she couldn't deal with that. She said, I have to stop this to save my children. She knew what would happen. She knew what the parties were like. She knew what went on, and this is her children she's talking about. All right, then we have Strength. I'm starting to feel so sad for her. She was very strong, a very strong, good, positive woman. But this is in reverse. I get almost that she felt helpless. She felt weak. And this is not just when she died. This is before. She felt weak, obviously, when she was sick, but she couldn't deal with her children going to him, being under his influence. Here's the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords is about someone who feels they are a prisoner. And it's almost a prisoner of your own making. She felt tremendous guilt because she hadn't been involved with Combs. And now her children were going to pay the price. And also what I get, a prisoner. She felt like she was a prisoner in her home. I feel like there was a traitor. Somebody in her home, the days before she passed, was a traitor. I don't know if she knew that, but I get that very, very strongly. I think someone, the star in reverse, there she is. She knew she had been a star. The star is hope. It's hope. It's knowing there's something to look forward to. In reverse, it's no hope. I think also what I'm getting at this point is after the burglary, when they took her laptop, I don't know if she had a backup. You didn't do that back then, 2018. She lost hope at that point. There was a traitor there at her house. They were giving her something, is what I'm getting. We've still got this card speaks volumes. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse is giving someone a bad gift. I think somebody was giving her these toxins. The High Priestess. This is the woman that knows but doesn't speak, the woman that has all the secrets and says, go within, balancing 2 hearts. So she was given something for several days. You can give bacteria. She had 4 different types. Like if you have contamination of, say, your food with from an animal. I don't want to be too explicit here. You're going to have to draw your own conclusions. Human effluence, they call it. Animal germs. Things like that can be put in someone's food or water. I did see a description of her bedroom. She had nasal spray and leftover soup that she didn't eat. She was also given an IV. I'm kind of thinking that whoever the traitor was, he tried to do this bacteria thing, and then the doctor came in and did whatever. Maybe introduced more. Nobody has 4 different types of toxins. That's bacterias in their bloodstream. Maybe 1, maybe 2 if they live in filth or, whatever, or exposed to something horrifying. But 4? All right, a few more cards. That's what I'm getting. There was a traitor in her house. Somebody that was either blackmailed, or I almost get somebody that wanted to be a star. And I almost hear this conversation, well, Combs, I can't say that, this is alleged, but somebody said, well, all you have to do is, she's going to hurt Combs, and she's had her day in the sun, and he wants his children back. I can almost hear this conversation, and you can be the new star. All you have to do is put this in her food, or her water, or her nasal spray, or her whatever else she was taking. Here's the card that really convinces me, the King of Pentacles. Look at this guy. He's got the King of Pentacles is earth and health. I think that's the doctor. I think there was a doctor that came out. I think he was Combs' doctor. I think he's done this before. And he might have done the final coup, the coup de grace. Six of Cups. There's the children right there. I don't know if you can see that. The cereal box has Count Chocula on it, Dracula or whatever. It was about the children. She was very worried about them. This was all the reason that she was doing this. She didn't care about herself at that point. She was very brave, very brave. She said, I made my bed, I've done this, this is the results, but I will protect my children, whatever it takes. And then we have the Hierophant. All right, the Hierophant it can be many different things. It can be a religious organization. It can be a government organization. I heard rumors that also that Combs was a mole for the FBI, which nothing surprises me anymore with the government things that are going on. He did this for a long time. Who has the tapes? All those tapes. The Hierophant. This is a religious organization. This could be the FBI. This could be Combs' empire. And it's in reverse. This is a really, really powerful, scary organization in reverse. It's an organization doing very, very bad things. If that's true about the FBI, then that's scary. All right, I think we're getting what we need to know. Page of Cups. There it is. Look at that. There's a young person. I think the mole, I think the traitor was a younger woman. Not a child. I don't get her children. There she is, mixing up. That's really interesting. There's a person's face in that water. There it is. And this card tells me a lot. This is about children. Pages are young people. But it's also about the traitor. A younger woman. Not a child, but a younger woman. Mixing up all the nasty stuff in there. Reverse. Wow. I think this is pretty clear. Well, she's okay. I get that a lot. I get that she has gone on to a peaceful place. I think she's finally at peace. And I believe, I don't know what her children are doing now. Obviously, I think they're all adults. Or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. 2018. How is she doing now? Let's see. See if we see anything else. All right. The Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, there she is. Queen of Pentacles is a beautiful woman. Very desirable, very, very charming and accomplished. This also could be the dream of the traitor. I keep saying traitor. There's a traitor that was putting this in her food and drink and whatever. But this could be Kim too. She was and is at peace. I'm getting that strongly. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is about making a choice. There's the man making a choice, looking at pictures of two women. This could mean a lot of things. It could mean, you know what really comes to mind? Pentacles are health. Are the germs going to get to her? If not, we need to finish it off with the doctor. The traitor, was she in competition with another woman? This speaks volumes to me. Making a choice, making a commitment. It also means balancing things. Kim was trying to do the right thing. This is so sad. Then we have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords upright is someone who doesn't want to make a choice, someone who's got to make some difficult decisions. This almost looks like her oldest son. I believe he was the focus at the time, and I'm not saying anything bad about him. This is all alleged. This is what was going on in Kim's mind. This is what she was thinking about. In reverse, this is about, it can mean, in reverse, the Two of Swords can mean making a decision, or it can mean making an out-of-balance decision. Well, I think what I'm getting from the cards so far is Kim had made a decision to try to walk away, and walk away with her children. How she was going to do that, I don't know. She did have a tell-all she was working on. What she was going to do with that, maybe try to get a bunch of money from the publisher or threaten him with it. She was very brave. And I think she died a really agonizing death, to be honest. I don't see much more. I think she's okay now. She's passed on. She's not in pain. I think she's looking down now and looking at the children. She did what she could do. Everyone makes choices. And whatever happens to him now would certainly be what goes around comes around. All right, we've got the Ten of Swords. This is, I think she's looking down. He's stabbed in the back, finally. That's what she's thinking. This is all alleged. The cards are telling me that she is thinking, finally, 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 finally. And then we have Judgment. Judgment is about retribution. It's about a second chance. She sees, I think she was also, I get tortured by what she knew about all the people that had been, we're going to say, done wrong. Were done wrong by Mr. P. Finally, finally, the truth. Well, I think I'm going to close the circle here. It's going to be an interesting saga to see what happens with these things that are coming out about Mr. P. I might do some more readings, but what I'm getting, basically getting that, yeah, she didn't die of pneumonia. She was taken off this earth in a very agonizing week, a week of torture for her. She was sick, she felt bad. These people are evil, and there's so many people that are willing to do anything to be famous. So many women that would be willing to sacrifice themselves and do anything. All right. Please subscribe, like, share, and watch Afterlife Adventures. I think my daughter Amanda's going to do a spirit box on Kim. It'll be interesting to see what comes through. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.